Hello, today I would like to talk about arrays using Java reflection. Let's see what can we do with arrays, and one of the interesting things is that we will start to understand more deeply how Java sees and manages the arrays behind the scenes. Okay, let's start with build a simple array of integers, meaning that let's create an array with a single dimension. I will give examples using integers, but we can use for any type of object. So let's see. So I'm calling here this method build simple array, and it should return a created array of integers. Okay. So again, we have here this class array singular. There are other one that we will see later called arrays plural. The arrays plural here has methods that support search, sorting, toStrings and things like that on arrays that exist. It's not concerned with reflection. It's concerned with the existing, let's say, arrays. The array singular follows the pattern that we saw in previous videos. Like if you want to create a class using Java Reflection, there is a class named class. If you want to invoke a method or get information from a method, we have a class named method. The same applies for fields. The same applies, for instance, for constructors. And again, the same applies for arrays. So we have a class named array that mostly has only static methods. And one of them, this one, allow us to create an instance of an array. So here we can do array new instance. We say which data type are we interested for the array, and how the number of positions that, or the number of index or the length of the array that we want to create. Okay. By the way, Java only supports single dimensional arrays, and I know probably some of you are in disagreement with me, but I will explain later why I'm saying this. Okay, so again, we are creating an array with 5 positions, 5 slots for integers, as we stated here in these parameters. And now I'm just doing a regular loop, but the way to set the value on the array, of course, I can go directly and after the array is created and just use array brackets and put the position. But I want to show you the reflection operations that we can use on arrays. Imagine that we are developing a framework that we don't know the data type. The data type was somehow passed on the parameter here, and it will be a generic method with a T here, and we're using here the class and so on. Okay, that's why I'm showing you I only show the operations using Java Reflection. And using Java Reflection, the way to set a value on an array in a specific index is using again the class array. Then we have a set of methods with data types like setInt, setBoolean. I can show you something like this array set, for instance, and you can see that we have several of them, a regular set for objects and for primitive data types. Of course, the same exists for gets, and we pass the object here, the array, okay, the array, now the index in this array, okay, and the value, and in our case it will be index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the key will be 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, and it will return the array allocated. And after we just call the toString, it's the arrays plural as nice methods that you can use over the arrays. One of them that I use a lot, it's this one, toString. Then we can get the length. Again, it's always using this array. When you are using reflection and working with arrays, always start with array singular without the S at the end, and for sure you will find what we're looking for. So get length, my array. Then I'm getting the value at the index 2. Remember that index 2 is the third slot, since the arrays in Java are zero based. So again, get int my array index 2. It's the index on this array. Okay, this is just the class with the static methods. And then we are changing using set, same that we did here, the same method, but I wanted to show you how to change a value that already exists using reflection. And again, I will just output the value at this position here. So this is the common operations on arrays. Create the array, of course, get the length, and gets and sets on the array. It is the common operation that you use on arrays. Let's do apply here, run 2, 3, 4 seconds. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it isn't. Okay, but you can see here the array that we created, length 5, like this method here. Now we get the value of the index 2, which is 20, and we change with the setting, and now it is now 100. Now let's see for multidimensional array. I'll just comment this code block. Okay, let's build the multi-array. It's very similar to single dimension, but now I want you to show you something. When we are creating a multi-dimensional array, the method to create instance is the same. It's new instance, the data type, and now we add an additional parameter. It's the second one, which means that we have 3 rows, for instance, 3 columns. Um, uh, that's one of the ways to create. Of course, you can create one single instance and then using reflection create other single dimensional arrays and put inside this one. Because again, as I previously said, um, Java supports only single dimensional arrays, meaning that we have an array, and when we have a second dimension, what we have is a set of arrays inside that array. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can have one array with 3 rows, and on the first row, you have an array with 5 positions, a second array with, for instance, 10 positions, and the third one with 100 positions. This is called ragged arrays. That's how Java works. Java doesn't support multidimensional. We call multidimensional from the human perspective. And I'm creating a 3 by 3. We imagine in our mind as a table, but they are not a table. It's just an array with 3 rows, which are 3 arrays. There is no such thing as a kind of 9 positions. They are 3 positions with 3 arrays, and the content of these arrays will have all the slots that we can use. We will work at the end of the day on the second level arrays. The first level is just to find the correct sub-array, and it will be on this sub-array that will change the values. That's how it works, and this is how we should do using Java Reflection. Let's fill the array, this one, with 2 dimensions, so or just an array with 3 internal arrays. Let's see how it works. Again, array set hint, but now again, there is no such thing as a method that I say put on this word and on this column, like coordinates. It's not like that. I should give the array for this index. And since there are 3 arrays, so we'll have array 0, array when high is 1, and when high is 2, because the size is 3, meaning that we have 3 arrays. And for these 3 arrays, we are filling this value, at this index, this value will be the multiplication of v and the j here. Okay, that's how it works. That's one of the things that we learn when we are pushing the Java reflection, is that we don't have b-dimensional arrays. It's a single dimensional array with other single dimensional arrays. And if you want a third dimension, what we'll have is again arrays inside the array. You have one array with 3 arrays, and inside, and each one of them can have 3 sub arrays, meaning that we'll have 9 sub arrays if it's 3 dimensions to put the values, but we still have one array, which is the, let's say, the parent with 3. At the end of the day, for 9 position, for a 3-dimensional array, 3 by 3, we need 9 plus 3 plus 1, meaning 13 arrays. That's strange, but that's how it works in Java. That's one of the things that I want to show you, because it's a way for us to understand better how the arrays work inside Java. So let's play. And you can see when we are using again this nice class called arrays plural, and we have this method deep to string that can output visually what we were talking about the multidimensional arrays. We have this big array, the outer one, the parent one, and then we have these three child arrays. So for one b-dimensional array 3 by 3, we need 4 arrays. The big one to find the correct sub-array, and then for each one of these sub-arrays, we can set the values. That's the most precise way to understand how arrays work in Java. And then again, it's the same thing. We can get the length. Now I'm getting the length of this array. And this array, it is this big one, which the size is, of course, 3. Okay. The element at index 2, and let's say from the array at here, we are trying to find this 4. So first we should get the array, okay, meaning that go to this object, that's Array.get. It's not get int like we saw here, for instance. Oh, okay, sorry, like this one. We are not getting an integer, we are getting an object. That's why you use Array get this object, multi-array, which is this big one, and give me the index 2, and index 2, it is this array. Okay, so it will return this array. Now this statement will return this array, and now we'll get int from this array at the position 2, this one, which will be this number 4. Okay, so and then we set the value. That's why we are seeing 4 here. Then we are doing the same thing now for set, but it's the same concept. Again, we do this get to get this third, let's say, array at index 2. Okay, and we set the value to 100, and then if we just clone this line to this one, we should see now 100 instead of the 4. And this is how arrays work using Java Reflection. I hope it was useful. I hope it was very educational, and I really hope that you now, if it was not the case, you now can understand how arrays work behind the scenes in Java. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe or like the video so I have some motivation to create more videos, and I see you on my next video.